Hi, this is JP with Inward Scooters, and this morning I want to show you how to make a tool to make it easier to install your headset bearings into your head tube. Installing bearings into integrated head tubes has become a lot easier and most scooter decks have integrated head tube, and it's not very difficult to get the bearings in. However, some brands, particularly TSI and some of the Envy decks, we've noticed that it's still difficult to get the bottom bearing mostly inside the head tube. Now we use tools like this to do this professionally. These are expensive tools made by Park Tool, and most people don't have those in their shop. So what we'd like to show you today is how to make your own tool that does the job just as easily but doesn't cost as much. And for that we need a threaded rod. You can get these at Home Depot or Lowe's. A 5/8 diameter threaded rod. Get one that's a foot long. Then get two nuts that go with the rod that fit on there, 5/8. Two 5/8 washers, flat washers, and two 3/8 flat washers. And then of course you need your bearings and a tool to turn those nuts. You need a big tool for that and something to hold the nuts on the other side. And last but not least, you need some grease to make it easier to slide that bearing in. So the way this works is you take one nut on one side, a small washer, a large washer, then your bearing, like that, and then the other two on the other side. And when we've got that all set up, we're ready to install the bearing. The first thing we're going to do before we put this on is put some grease on the inside of this head tube where the bearing is going. This will make it much easier to slide that bearing in and to take it out later when we need to. So we got this all set up. Put the bearing in like that. You can put the top bearing in there as well. The top bearing usually just slides in there for some reason. It's usually the bottom bearing that causes the problem. And then it's very simple. Hold, just turn, and it just pulls the bearing in. Now on some decks the bearing needs to go in there a little bit further, but at least you have it in there now square. And so once you put your fork in and tighten your compression, the compression might settle the bearing just that little bit further, or after riding it for a few minutes the bearing will settle and you just tighten your compression back up. But this way it's ensured that the bearing is in there flush and it's not damaged by a hammer. That's the end of our video. Thank you very much for watching.